Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Lorraine and my nickname is Rainey, and you can call me Rainey. In this video, I'm exploring oil painting. I'm trying to teach myself oil painting, and I've done a few, probably done 20 or so over the years, but I've been primarily a watercolor painter for a very long time. And so the transition to oil painting came after much frustration with watercolor. It has its limitations. It has its excitement properties, but it also has limitations. And so I wanted something that might be a little bit more flexible. And I had painted in oils when I was in high school, and that was true confessions many years ago. And so I had a little familiarity with it. Sorry. And I knew that it was more forgiving in a lot of ways. So I always make a joke about oils. You know, you can paint over it and over it and over it. So technically, during your entire life of your career, you could use one canvas and just keep painting over it. But I don't intend to do that. What I'm going to do is, what I've been doing is I've been trying to make my best effort. And then I finally have to call it at some point and say, okay, this is the best I can do at this moment in time. And so I was delighted when I ended up beginning this oil painting. In the very beginning, I started with a very, very thin coat, laying into colors. I didn't tint the whole canvas for this one. And I will be trying to do that in future paintings, to tint the whole canvas with some color. I'm not sure exactly which color at this point, but that's a future proposition. So anyway, as you see here, here's this painting in mid-stage. I have to say that once I get the first layer down, once I got that first layer down, I was like, oh no, I don't want to go back into it. I'm going to screw it up, because I don't have my techniques memorized and memorialized. And so every time I go in, I feel like I'm gonna change something irreparably. And so then I just this canvas sat up in a dry state for a long time before I pulled it back down and decided to go back at it. And sometimes I did undo some things that I really liked. And then most of the time I improved it as it went on. So that was a really good lesson. Take courage. With oil painting, you can always go try to recapture what you've done. Here I had laid in a couple of base coats, so I would do some work on it. I'm layering the colors to bring out those vibrant lights in the sunset, and I'll let it dry, and then I go back over it with another layer over and over. Here I'm trying to darken the sky. I'm a beginner oil painter in many ways, so I added too much white and I'm just trying to match the color and just make it darker. So it's all a learning process, honestly. We sometimes think that, oh, this is going to be easy, or I've already painted a long time, so I've got a leg up. And in some ways I do. I know the concept of color mixing and so on and so forth, but you have to learn to handle this new medium, and that can only come with practice. I worked on this painting for quite some time. I would work it and let it dry, and then work it again and let it dry. And I have to say, the whole process of oil painting, moving paint on this canvas is great fun, honestly. I feel more relaxed. I'm also painting much larger than I have done in the past. I was famous for doing miniatures, really small 2-inch by 3-inch watercolor paintings or pencil drawings, and I enjoyed them, but This, I have to say, you're painting more with your body because it's a larger canvas, and I hope to get larger still with my canvases. And so I have to say it is great fun. So what I did was I laid in a darker blue in the sky, and then I'm softening it with this mop type brush. I haven't really taken any classes for oils, but I have watched a few videos and I know how to paint because I've been using watercolor. Now, with oil painting, it's the reverse thinking. In watercolor, you save the white of the paper for your white, or I don't know what's going on with that, with me shifting the canvas. Anyway, with watercolor, you save the white, and a lot of times, if it's a last resort and I'm going to lose the painting, I will use an opaque gouache on a watercolor, but I try to make that an exception. With oils, you block in the darks and then you bring the lights in afterwards. So I'm telling you, this has been quite the mind bender. And I'm loving it. So you paint in the darks and then you can add in the highlights later. It's just so very cool. And I'm not saying that watercolor is lovely. Transparent watercolor, if you can save the whites, is lovely. But honestly, this is fun. I mean, I didn't have to paint around the clouds. I came in afterwards and laid in the light of the clouds. And that was just a blast. And so I was happy with the ultimate result of this painting. I built in layers. I intensified the colors as it went on. And then in the foreground, you'll see that I tried to pull out what would typically be in the dark in the foreground for the sunset. Anyway, I'm going to stop chatting and I'm just going to let you watch. And if you have any questions, I'll sure try to answer them. I'm not an expert at oils at this point, but I hope to become an expert of sorts in the future. If you've got things you're working on, I would love to see them, love to hear about it. Anyway, thank you for stopping by and thank you for watching. Happy painting. Take care.